Right now I am in Bongaigaon town. This is Chapaguri Road. Just have a look how it looks like. It looks good, beautiful. The town is experiencing heavy rain these days, and I think this town is not flooded, unlike other parts of Assam. Other parts of the state are really affected by the flood and the landslides, but I think this lower Assam, the districts like Golpara, Bongaigaon, Chirang, Kokrajhar, and other districts are not affected by flood. So, well, it's a blessing for these parts, while it's a curse for people hilly areas. We are having difficult times here in Assam. We are experiencing landslides, floods, and various havocs. People are really suffering from all these natural calamities. There have been landslides in the hilly regions and floods in the hilly regions, as well as the plain areas. Even the State Board of Education also has postponed the higher secondary exams till dates. We're not sure how long this will last, and as you can see the weather outside right now, I'm in the car, so we don't know exactly. You can't even see outside properly. It's really foggy, misty, and the weather is very inclement. It's really not favorable at all to do any kinds of work. I think this monsoon will last for a couple of days again, maybe for 1 week, or may even extend to 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Nature has its own time, its own character, behavior. So we need to be prepared for all these kind of natural calamities. Just would like to pray for those who are suffering and facing lots of difficulties in settling in living. Days and nights they are suffering. You must have seen in the videos, you must have seen in the news that the Haflong railway station is just being swept away by the floods. That's the water which came down from the mountain, the hills, and it's in a horrible condition. And imagine the people living there, and many villages are being affected by this flood. Many of the colleges and the institutions, the schools have been closed temporarily. So for those who are outside Assam, living outside Assam, continue to support and pray for the people who are suffering due to these natural calamities. Continue to pray for those, especially the poor people who have no shelters, no house, no money. So we also appeal the government to provide the reliefs for these people. During this time of monsoon rain, we the people of the northeast, especially Assam, we have to get ready, prepared to receive this monsoonal rain. You know why? This monsoon brings havoc. It brings disasters to the people, especially people who are in the hilly regions. I am little away from the flood affected areas, but there are thousands of people who are affected by this flood and landslides. And during this time of suffering, people are really in need of government support and aid. There have been thousands of people are evacuated from the flood affected areas. Monsoon, for some people it is good. For some people it is bad. It is good for those people who are waiting for the rain. But it's bad for people who are suffering from this problem. It is bad for the people who are experiencing flood and landslides. So it is a curse for those people, but it's a blessing for those people who are expecting rain and experience terrible heat, right? And Assam experiences long monsoon, and 30 to 40% of the people suffer from this flood. They get affected by this flood, not only during this month, even in the month of September, October, and also in November. Some people experience. The people from the districts of Dhemaji, Shivsagar, and Lakhimpur and other areas are affected by floods. And in the lower Assam or the Barak Valley people experience terrible landslides. So during this time of suffering, during this time of havocs, so we need to appeal the government to provide some relief. There are people who have organized some relief camps and flood reliefs by providing clothes, food, and drinking water, and so on. The affected areas are completely damaged, and so those people won't be able to cultivate in the land because it takes time for the flood to get subsided. So please support and pray for the people of Assam who are really suffering from this natural disaster, havocs, the landslides and the floods.